Hello! I am thrilled to come on here today on a Saturday to share my thoughts with you. I felt the need to speak on this today because of a conversation I had yesterday evening with a colleague of mine who is a single mom of these adorable kids. But I wanted to share a little bit about my story with you that I hope will inspire you to start to really scale back and take a look at your daily activities, your weekly activities, and see where you can start setting healthy boundaries, right? Start implementing self-care and start really figuring out who you are again. I think mothers or parents, especially moms, after being a mom for so long, you start to lose a sense of self. You start to lose your identity, right? And then you get to kind of a phase in your life where you're like, gosh, I have all these dreams and these goals that I want to do, but I'm a mom and a wife first, but I'm also me. And I hear you and I get it. I was there not too long ago. In fact, that journey for me started about 6 years ago. But when it started to really shift, like a 180, 360 degree shift for me was when my youngest son became mentally ill. And if you follow me on my Facebook, you might have seen some posts here and there where I mention it. And this full-blown awakening for me started when he was diagnosed with mental illness. If you are a parent that has a sick child, whether it's medically or mentally, you know how believably challenging it is. But I knew that if I did not do anything today, if I did not take serious action today with my life, I was going to lose my son to either suicide or the system. And we all know the system is not designed to help us. The system is not designed to help those that has mental health to get better. Unless you have a load of money, but I think for the majority, I think we can safely say that a lot of us don't have that kind of money to go out there and get the best psychiatrist, the best mental health system, right? And so I was faced with that fear, like what's going to happen if that day comes where I'm no longer there for my youngest son? What's going to happen to him? Did I equip him with the tools? Did I equip my two oldest childs with the tools, right, to survive in this world? That was a constant battle I had in my head every day. And losing him to the mental health care system or any kind of system, that was not something that I was going to allow to happen. Losing him to suicide was not something that I was going to allow to happen. At this time, I was working a 9 to 5, and I was at a point where my job was at risk because I was out a lot, taking my son to appointments constantly. There would be days where the school will call me for me to go pick him up, or if he's having a challenging day, he won't go to school, so then he needed someone to be home with him. So there was something every week, and it was to a point where, okay, I'm going to lose my job if I don't do something. So I decided to take a couple of months off work on FMLA. And most of you know that with FMLA, they don't pay you, okay? They don't pay you. You better just find your way, to pay your bills. But I was very fortunate and very blessed to have been able to have saved up a good amount to be able to support me for a couple of months. And during this time, I really took a lot of time to hone in on working on my personal growth, my personal development, because for me to help my son and still tend to my two oldest kids, I had to show up to be the best version of myself. I talk often about we can only pour to others what we have. And if I was acting at only 50% of my potential, I can only deliver about 30% of that to my kids. And then for each kid, they're all different kids. So you really can't deliver the same energy to every single kid, right? Every single child that you have needs a different version of you, needs a different level of energy from you. And I knew that for me to do that, I had to leverage this time off to work on myself so I can set healthy boundaries, so that I can learn to practice these methods to be able to bounce back, right? We're always going to have challenges in our lives, but if we can learn the strategies and we can have our mindset in a place where we can bounce back like that and not stay in the stress zone, the overwhelm zone, the exhausting zone too long, then we can do better for our kids and we can show up better for our kids. So during my time off work, that's what I worked on. I mean, it was such a huge shift for me. I had an awakening. I realized that, wow, for me to show up with my kids and be the best version of myself and also help them build themselves and give them the tools that they need, I need to have more time with them. And I'm not just talking about like dinner and rushing. I mean, I'm not talking about sitting at the table, eating dinner, rushing conversations, because man, everybody needs to do what they need to do and then go to sleep and then go to work tomorrow, go to school tomorrow, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like time where it's not rushed, where we can all go around and share how our week was and what our month ahead, what we want our month ahead to look like. I'm talking about time where if my kids needs to go to an appointment, I can just shut off my emails, shut off my phone, and then take them. I'm talking about time where I can just block off all the noise, right, and go take a walk midday. I'm talking about time that's enjoyable. And so when I had that in my head, entrepreneurship was the only way for me. And I know it's not for a lot of people, and that's okay. Because even if you work a 9 to 5, there's the strategies that I use works for that too. I decided to invest in a coach, and she helped me really realign myself. She helped me find my identity, which is really the core of everything that we do. Shortly after working with her, I launched my business, Yes Bar. And I cannot tell you what my journey has been like since Yes Bar. My mind has shifted. The way that a parent now has shifted. The way I communicate now has shifted. And it's all because I have found the most effective and simple strategy to work through my challenges, to set healthy boundaries, to just navigate through the daily trenches, right? Without feeling chaotic in my head all the time, without feeling overwhelmed in my head all the time. And this was really the fire in the belly, like what Tu Zhezhong said, right? The fire in the belly for me, is implementing strategies that works, finding ways to build your income so you have a savings account side. So when stuff like this happens, like in my case with my son, I have that to support me so that we won't go homeless. So that would give us more options. I'm really happy to say that today, my youngest son is such an amazing kid. To reflect back where he was when this whole journey started and see where he is today, it's truly amazing. And there's still work to do, but if we as parents get on the right track and are provided the right strategies and we implement it, we can show up so differently for our kids, whether you're a business owner or not, right? It doesn't matter. These strategies that worked for me, it will work for you too. And if you are going through similar journeys like I just explained to you, I encourage you to please reach out to me. Reach out for a discovery call, a sales call, a clarity call, and let's sit together and see if we can work together, all right, to help you propel forward in areas of your life that you feel that you need to. Have a great Saturday. I look forward to speaking to you soon.